your mind is okay. Off your mind, like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live, and indeed it is live.
Maiyegun diary politico. Godfatherism.
This Monday afternoon, I bet some of you are back to work already. You're already back to work, and for those who are still on holiday, you know, how is it going? Yes, share the broadcast, invite your friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is live. For those that are interested, they will join.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí
Thank
Facebook.
you. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry if my video is kind of acting up. So, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to my friends who are actually who were with me last night on my last broadcast. So this might actually be a sort of a follow-up and some other things that we should also address, you know, on Maiyegun's diary political today. So yesterday we heard that the lawyer Pelumi Olajengbesi to Oloye Sunday Igboho, you know, threw in the towel and then resigned. So that created a lot of controversy, enough that people felt, you know, divided on it. It shouldn't. Why, it's not even Igbo's lawyer. It's not this or that. So I did a piece on that yesterday. And my piece on that was to tell all of us that no matter how much we continue to suspect ourselves or we disagree, we should, in our own way or in however we're going to manage to to work together and use the best and available tools that we have, rather than desecrate our own gathering with all these, disagreement that used to be like gaslighting people. That's the point I tried to make yesterday, to let you know that if the reason why Pelumi Olajengbesi was pulling out was because of his statement, then that can be put on, you can be put on miscommunication. So I spoke to a few people after the broadcast last night, and indeed, it was pretty much about miscommunication. And in the long run, I just want to be a peacemaker, somebody who want to see, people who see the division, who see the oppression, who see the, the imbalance in the system, and decided to speak up and fight for it, right? So if I see any kind of, division of whatsoever, mine is to encourage us to come together. But you don't really have to take it. Or gaslighting people that you disagree with, fighting one another based on your disagreement, and then making up insinuation and what have you, just because it is pull her down syndrome that has pitted many people into different camps. And as it is today, brothers and sisters who were brothers and sisters 6 months ago, today, Yoruba Nation, Biafra, you see them at daggers down. Right. And I preached peace because I'm Maiyegun to start with. So a catch up on Barrister Pelumi Olajengbesi's issue. So I found out that the Ilanomo Odua insisted that he was never employed to be Oloye Sunday Igboho's lawyer. That in fact, it was a complicated case that number one, Pelumi Olajengbesi, who came to limelight for defending the 12 Yoruba, the Yoruba Nation agitators arrested at Oloye Sunday Igboho's house, kidnapped. That they only allowed him to enjoy that momentum and all that. So that's why, but he has no right to issue statement on behalf of Oloye Sunday Igboho because he is not even the lead counsel in the whole case. So they told me that, and I'm like, but above all, right, they Breakback. They said they felt offended that the barrister made a statement based on the news headline that said there will be no election in 2023. Professor Banji Akintoye, or Ilanomo Odua, said that. And then he responded to the headline by, countering Akintoye. So all these, think of this and that, finally led to, okay, I'm going to pull out. And they agreed that I should pull out. And in fact, they said that in pulling out did not change anything about the legal team of Oloye Sunday Igboho. And I agree. Because as an observer and somebody who knows the impact of losing your loved ones who have done nothing wrong to a system who gives no damn about your human rights or your existence or what have you. You get what I mean now? So my point is that even if we have disagreements, even if we kind of find it hard to agree these days, there is no point in tearing ourselves apart. Tearing ourselves apart in the sense that the people who you are gathering to possibly fight, I'm talking about the system that brought this upon us. Their job is to want to destroy us. That's why they went for those who are the arrowhead of the whole campaign. So if we are fighting ourselves, we are not strengthening ourselves. And I raised that on Maiyegun's diary, especially on the Biafran struggle. For those who have been following Maiyegun's diary political for a long time, they will tell you, or they know that, number one, the reason why you have Maiyegun General political is just to expose what I call the political imbalance that eventually led to what we have today in Nigeria, the injustice. And it was the injustice against the IPOB that got me interested in the first place. That what did they do? Why are they doing this? And the rest of that. Then they arrested Nnamdi Kanu. And I remember being that lone voice that continued to speak out against that injustice, that they have the right to demand for what they are demanding for, even before it became popular, that everyone is now possibly part of it, even if they are not Biafrans. I have that credit for that. And that simply means when I was doing that at that time, there were people who felt like, what's your business with the Biafra? There were Biafrans who felt like, what's your business with our business? Go and mind your Yoruba, this and that. But I wasn't doing it simply because I want to prove to you that I probably love Biafra more than you, or I understand Biafra's struggle more than you. I will never understand it like you. But the injustice that exposed the government of Nigeria to what the people of Biafra land have been going through is what got me interested in the first place. So it's not about the numbers. It's not about how many of you. And then it wasn't popular. Then it became popular that people felt like even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, who is a regular viewer of Maiyegun, right, knew then that with this kind of platform, people will likely get to understand why the Biafrans are demanding for Biafra. I'm talking about people outside Biafra who almost all the time are always up in arms when people talk about Biafra. And then Nnamdi Kanu told his followers that go and listen to that guy. It wasn't about the number. But fine. And you got here and you found out that I wasn't just talking about the injustice in Biafra. I was, in fact, when it came to a point, I had to use Biafra as, or I had to use what is going on in Biafra land as an example to my Yoruba brothers and sisters that when they are done with them, they will come to us. And it came to pass. All these are just my own way of saying, if the injustice in Nigeria is general, north, south, east, west, without denying the differences of these people, I mean, our differences and all that, but there's something that seems to unite us. It is, I mean, that should unite us. It is the oppressive system that has unleashed so much injustice and death on us. And that's why I made Maiyegun's Diary political, a platform whereby the Biafrans can sit and listen to the Yorubas. The Yorubas, they can sit and listen to the Hausas. The Hausas can listen to the Fulanis. Just same way across board, where everybody can understand that, of course, we don't have anything in common. We shouldn't be a country. But if we all agree to that and we begin to agree or understand that, it will be easier for us to also agree to part ways, even if these current players are never going to make that happen. I am somebody who is more practical. So I didn't start that because I wanted to rile you. I don't raise false hope. I don't try to manufacture stories or what have you. I use what happened. I create life out of what happened, relate it with every one of you. That is why it's easier for somebody who is a Yoruba man now to tell you how much he's so concerned about what the wrong going on in Igbo land. You know why? Because he's managed to defeat his biases. That has always been the case before now. That is my contribution. The contribution that says, if we all agree that despite our differences, until we come together in our own way, stage a mass resistance, something that people said is just my imagination. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I said, okay, we have seen people who have tried it individually. We have seen the outcome of that. And in my own book, whatever is not practical, you should not elaborate it. Now, let me bring it back again. I speak about a lot of things. I explain to people that why they should never misunderstand those who are asking for their own country or self-determination of anything. In fact, every part of Nigeria should be demanding for that. if they really want any real progress of their people. Then I decided to use my platform as well to also make people understand that you can't do it alone. Even if you don't have that trust or what have you, you will need to learn how to build it. So far so good. We are doing fine. People started feeling like, well, we need to build bridges. I said, when you meet the revolution now, Showore is not your enemy. I've been doing all this here. You know why? Because I know that the day that the Biafrans and the Oduduwans and the revolution now, and every other part of those who disagree with this system, until they come together to have a coalition that can say, yes, we want to take on this system, we are still going to be lagging behind. Now, to me, this is practical. To some, it's not. And if you look at it this way, yeah, I am not trying to say probably what I tell you is always right. No. I throw my option, my ideas open. I give you the reasons behind them. I let you individually reason as well. You sit down there, you reason. You feel like, okay, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. Fine. Oh, well, that makes sense. People want things done. Yes, people will come here and scream and tell you, we will fight, we will kill them, we will do this, we will do that. They are likely going to elate more people, make more people feel pumped up. But we have seen that many times in the recent years. They never came to pass. Rather, every now and then, our people, innocent people, have been hunted down. They are being killed. Some of them are locked up in different undisclosed prisons. Now, to me personally, those are the what do you call it? The victims of the unseen war that Nigeria is waging on our own citizens who choose or demanding for something different. So that is something that I go to bed every night and I think about. And that's why I said, if we even want to fight, it will be better to fight together as one in one accord. You don't need to tear yourselves apart. This is the advice I gave. And guess what? I remember I even said that in your comments, some of you are pointing fingers. The same thing that I'm trying to discourage. Pointing fingers. No, Maiyegun is talking about that person. Oh, Maiyegun, are you trying to talk about this person? Maiyegun, why are you defending DOS and the rest of that? This is exactly what I'm talking against. That all these happenings, and when I come in to say, why don't we just mellow it? Why don't we just devise another means of finding a way, not one, to get to mount pressure to get these two prominent people out of the detention of this criminal government. Many times people said, oh, we prefer this style. We prefer this style. And many of those times I've come out here to give my own support. By first, I'll tell you something. Whenever there is any position taken, apart from all happenings in Nigeria, whenever decision is taken by any organization, what I try to do is that to try to understand what is the aim or the goal of this statement. Then how do you make it easier for the people that are going to receive them, so that the government of Nigeria that want to tag every organization that is against the current establishment in Nigeria, a terrorist organization, they will use anything. They are the principal, they are the leader in this world of fear. So I said, when I see messages like, oh, we are going to, for example, we're going to sit at home on Monday. When people will be like, why? That's this and that. I will be reading through, how do you make it easier for people to understand the aim of that message? That will be when I'll come here and I'll say, well, they have said it, The sit-at-home is optional, in which mostly the majority of the Biafrans are going to sit at home. They've always done it without force or anything, which simply means, and then I also go deeper and say, if you don't understand, if you are so concerned about the economy loss, I know and I've confirmed, or from those who are Biafrans abroad, who also give support to the Biafrans back home whenever they have to sit at home. This is me trying to make other people understand why choosing a sit at home as an option, right, may be somehow uncomfortable for many people because they don't understand, but at the same time make it easier for them to say, well, okay, if that's the case, well, it's by choice, nobody is forced. But maybe I will not probably get a lot of people saying, yeah, good, since I'm not saying if you see anybody going out tomorrow, whatever happened to them, they should face it. That is not a style of persuasion. Most of the people who threaten that they will do this, they will do that, yeah, they don't. And when they don't, or when they even try to, the inadequate resources that they probably have lead to more death, incarceration, and the rest of that. And there we are back again to tell you they've killed so number of people. So that's why I said, if we have used enough energy that they have used in fighting themselves here and there, and let me tell you something, right? I may speak in parables sometimes. I may not want to say everything at once, and sometimes I may just say it all. It's because with the little chance I have and the spillage of information that I have access to, I can tell you the total disarray that most of these organizations are internally. And as I'm talking to you as well, right? Except for those who are convinced enough that they are doing the right thing, people are possibly now on the individual level when it comes to this agitation now. And for somebody like me to watch that without saying something after all these years, it simply means the whole thing is lost on us. Because you know why? I was beginning to believe that we are getting to that stage, right? We're getting to that stage where Showore, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, somebody like Epa Akintoye, Oloye Sunday Igboho, and so many other people from other, even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have started railroading into northern Nigeria to discover the real northerners who are not comfortable with what is going on there, to speak up. It was almost there, because the intention then is, if politicians can build this nest of contraption on us, we too, we can build a double dragnet on them by building this network. And that's my own intention too. So when I say, no, we slow down, make we slow down, it's not because I'm taking side. But surprisingly, shockingly, in the last 2 days, somehow, some of you have now taken it upon Maiyegun's diary political to, well, bring the old, that same old rhetoric of trying to drag me into your rufo fights. I am not somebody who is always, I'm not somebody who ever gets himself involved in social media breakbacks with another person who have access to a camera and then a Facebook page or a YouTube page, just like myself. I don't engage in that. So I don't know what happened, right? I said, slow down, stop the division. And the next thing, they said, Maiyegun, stop attacking Simon Ekpa. I was like, where is that coming from? I don't do this social media breakback of a thing, because to me, it is not a competition. Whether I have 100 people, whether I have one person watching me, or I have 1,000 people watching me, right? The point, the bottom line is that 1, 2, 3 people are going to listen to what I'm saying. And if just that is what I get to do a day, it's enough, because to me, that is building a nest that can be anything. telling you to slow down. It's not pointing fingers. I even told you, stop pointing fingers at yourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Working together without suspecting ourselves. If you have trust issue, all right? If people have trust issue, which I know many people have trust issue, I don't. That is why it is easier for me when I sense a danger that will come your way. Let's put it that way. A danger that will come your way because of what you believe in. I don't have to kind of be concerned, or let me say react or not react simply because of who you are or where you come from. That would be completely not what Maiyegun is for. I said, stop fighting yourselves. They said, no, Simon Ekpa is doing the right job. I didn't say he's not. If the right job is to tear yourselves down, because it's not even just that, it's a two-way thing. I see all of you attacking others, calling them the autopiloters, and the rest of that. And this is what I saw on social media every now and then. And I'm like, nah, this is not working. You might want me to join in your blame game. I choose not to. And I decided, why don't you all calm down? But if that is too much, okay, fine. I am not new to being abused or what have you. And, you know, I'm not really new to all that. But it's just going to be so disappointing that when I thought we're making progress, yeah, in fact, we are getting to a place, you know what I mean now? We're getting to a place whereby we can actually pull it off. You know, that moment whereby a body will be formed, and that body will comprise all of the angry non-Nigerians anymore, because that's what we are now, isn't it? My own is that everything you want from a system will come if you collectively demand it. And if you have studied Nigeria very well, it is an unreal place on earth where people reject, where people know about the dejected state of the system, but at the same time, they are resistant to the change simply because they are divided along religious, tribal, and all that. So over the years, in my own opinion, well, I thought we were building that bridge, that bridge of political difference, the bridge of religion difference, tribal differences, and everything. Things they've used to hold us down. I am not a member of Yoruba Nation agitation. I am not a member of a Biafran agitation. I support everyone and every group. And I didn't just talk about that. It's a full support, full-fledged support, which borders on the work and the consistency of everyone involved. So how do you think I feel when I go on social media and I'm not reading about how so wrong it is for Nigeria to continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for Benin Republic to continue to hold Oloye Sunday Igboho, or for anyone to be arrested and kidnapped in Eastern Nigeria? Like, you know, what I would expect that some of you are actually living in the Eastern Nigeria who have access to all this right information, where you don't have to make anything up. These are things that can really rile people up enough that you can look back and say, okay, in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have decided to do this, to do that. I know you have your concern for those in charge, but you don't really have to then turn around and make it look like Maiyegun is now your enemy. Oh, Maiyegun is now defending Kanuta Kanu. Maiyegun is defending your DOS. Oh, Maiyegun is the only ridiculous one I've heard is that Maiyegun is attacking Simon Ekpa. Like, so one of them came to my YouTube page and he said, you will see, if you continue to attack Simon Ekpa, you will see that your viewers will drop. And I'm like, when did we start caring about the viewers and possibly start having so much concern? Oh, see the number of people watching me today. Oh, it's because I just spoke about Simon Ekpa. Hey, man, look at them. I only have just 100 people watching me. Oh, look at me. I only have just 50 people. Oh, maybe I should start singing the praises of that. I don't live my life like that. I don't. Because what happened is that the injustice that led the Biafrans to demand for Biafra, continue to demand for it, even with the daily killings. In my own world, it will happen to me too. It is just a matter of time. It may happen to me in a different way. If I pretend that since I'm not an Igbo man, so I'm not doing it for you. If I speak out against what is going on. And when I say, of what use would it be if we all agree that IPOB, DOS should be destroyed? What would be the benefit of that? What are you going to replace it with? These are the questions that are asked. These are just questions to say, even if this is not working well the way you want it to be, accusing them of all those accusations because you feel like, well, that helps. Fine. But in my own way, they are just the catalyst to never coming together. And you know, if I am wrong, I'm willing to say, yeah, sure, I'm wrong. I thought I was right. But this is not a case of who is right, who is wrong. In my own opinion, it's just about doing what is right or what is wrong, knowing it, not pointing fingers. We can all see this. Said they want to stage a protest. Who is going to call it? We want to sit at home. We should fight. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we should fight. Okay. If you have a strategy for it, release it. These are the things I kind of said simply because I can tell the tearing apart. I mean, look at some of my friends on Facebook now, right? Some of my friends on Facebook who are Biafrans. I have been seeing them. I'm talking about my personal Facebook now, not my page. I have been seeing them like tearing themselves apart based on this DOS this DOS that. Now, you know, to me, pretty much like it's depressing because this is 2022 and we're going to see more and worse of this. So I am not going to ask you to stop fighting after this broadcast. I'm not going to tell you to not fight yourselves anymore. Okay? Maiyegun's diary will continue to share my view, expose what I think is wrong. And then especially when the Nigerian government commits their usual atrocities, the killings and all that. Once we have that, we'll bring that to bear, right? And then I wish you good luck in all your endeavors, okay? Same thing with the Yoruba nation as well. You see, I am a Yoruba man. Naturally, I am expected, right, to support any idea that makes things even better for the Yoruba people in the same Nigeria. And I've publicly told you that I've explained, I've done series of a broadcast to enlighten people why the system is completely, against the survival of the Yoruba people. We won't be able to survive it. Our children won't survive what Nigeria is going to dish out to them in the future. So anything that is going to make it make a difference. And when I say anything, we're even being specific. We're specific, but I'm also very practical too. I'm a practical person. If it's not practicable, right, then we make it work and make it practical. If it's never going to be practical, then you devise another means of making that idea practical. So I said, not being a member, because I choose not being a member of any organizations and what have you, right, does not limit us from supporting the right people and bringing them to the people. It doesn't stop. And on Maiyegun's Diary Political, I came here and said, asking for the Yoruba nation. I asked personally, I asked our own group that, can we put something together, right, that explains where will be the Yoruba land, as in which of the part of the current Yoruba land will be part of Yoruba nation. What and where will make up the Yoruba nation? Can we put that, in writing, something like in a file, something that we can share to our people? They can read to their children. They can tell them where makes Yoruba land, what makes Yoruba land, who are the Yorubas. Well, in all those things, I said they are education. And I remember Professor Banji Akintoye telling me that they had exact book like that was near of in final production. Like I said, I'm a practical person, okay? And if there's any way I can be of help in anything, I offer that wholeheartedly. But that doesn't give me any other, any other privilege to now, kind of abrogate, or let me say arrogate unnecessary power on myself. That book never came out. I asked for it several times, but for some reason, I never lay my hand on it. And not even just that. We said, if it is financial, if it is us raising funds like we used to help this advocacy, to further spread it to our people, we never really got a solid response back. They gave me a PayPal. That's to tell you how much I tried to work with everyone. They gave me a PayPal, and I gave that to all of you. Please support this, support that. But as an organization fighting for independence of people, right, you would expect that it should be more grounded than that. But I raised that on this platform, and people are doing what they think they can do to make this work out or whatever you. But 6 months after that, here we are. I can tell you free of charge that except for what they said they are doing, which they said they are doing, that we will soon find out, there's no other things that pointed that things have changed from what they were 8 months ago. Now, this is not just telling you that let me say Maiyegun's Diary Political, not being a member of any Yoruba Nation organization and what have you, just this one man mopo on his own on this platform, when Oloye Sunday Igboho was out there. And he demanded then, I remember when he appealed to all of us, that if we wanted them to really do something, we must support them. I remember that Yorubas of goodwill decided that we should raise money, and we did raise money. So this leadership directive and all that is what Maiyegun will support. So if I see anything going wrong, I can raise my concern, and I have always made it very clear that my concerns or our concerns about how things are going, they are just for those in charge to what? To do the right thing. And if they need help, we are also offering our hand. We are offering our hands. Take our hand. We are ready to help. When Igbo was out there, we were able to reach out. That's what we do. It is not a competition. And you should know this genuinely. That's why you will never have to hear my name, or probably you won't see that anywhere anyway. That Maiyegun, or how should I even put that? I don't do all this rivalry competition of a thing. Just want to speak my mind, share my view, and turn off the camera. Get on with whatever else I'm doing. You take it, take the message, digest them, think if it's right, if it's good, and then reflect or leave it. Reflect it and you leave it too. That's what I expect. That's why I call myself a teacher. I'm not a competitor of anybody. What I want to see is that every effort you put into any of this whole thing, whether it is for one Nigeria, you see, if we all, it's so wrong for somebody to tell me to concentrate on Yoruba Nation. I am not the leader of Yoruba Nation. I am not a member of any of their organization or whatever their decision-making body. I am just a Yoruba man who is naturally expected to support the agitation for Yoruba Nation because it is the right thing to do. That the people who are doing it rightly or wrongly is a question for another time. I am still Maiyegun. I didn't start Maiyegun's diary that I'm going to be Maiyegun's diary for Yoruba Nation. No. 7 years ago, when I was talking about the marginalization of the Yoruba people politically, economically, and otherwise, it wasn't about Yoruba Nation. And when this came on, to me, it is the, it is the corresponding effect of my own consistency, telling the people that we deserve to have this, we deserve to be that, we deserve this or that. When I started calling Tifnumbu, Buhari was not president then. When I was giving them most of these names, these guys are not what they are now. These were years ago. And all these were just to raise the consciousness of the people to say, you need to kick them out. That was my first belief. But when it got to a stage where we're like, oh, we now have people who are like, let's break the whole thing up. I said, break it up to save lives. It's not working. Break it up. And that gave my teachings, my analysis more on the rot of Nigeria and why it is in everyone's best interest to support the agitation for self-determination peacefully. I'm not a violent person. So if I don't come here to scream, we're going to shoot this, we're going to shoot that, then maybe I'm not the person for you. You shouldn't be watching me. You shouldn't be wasting your time. It's pretty much like a waste of time. Why should you waste your time watching somebody that talks nonsense, that doesn't talk action, that doesn't want people to this and that? You know what I'm talking about? Mine is to gradually get people to know that Nigeria is not for them, even though people know Nigeria is not for them. But at the same time, you get people to know that they will always have options if they choose that. Politicians can tell you don't have one. So it is a process. And if you have to say among those who contributed to that consciousness from the social media, you will give it to Maiyegun. So it is so insulting to tell me to go and concentrate on a Yoruba Nation. I am not a mono, what do you call it? I'm not a one-way traffic discussant on social media. I've never been. So, if this doesn't suit what you like, do you know the ideal thing is to stop watching? I mean, I would appreciate that. I won't listen or watch anybody that I feel like, no, they're just talking nonsense. But from this nonsense, I've got responsible, real people who sit back and they listen and they feel like, okay, and they act too. right? So I may not have that capacity to order things around, but I'm also not kind of comfortable seeing that what we have built over the years is now being eroded based on our disagreements. That's not too much to ask for. Can we just stop attacking ourselves? If you know, some people even came onto Maiyegun's Diary Political and they typed this long thing. I didn't read them. Do you know what they are trying to say? When I read the first paragraph, second paragraph, like about 15 paragraphs in comments, I'm like, what the hell? They were trying to explain to me to understand that the DOS, they have compromised, that they have Kanuta Kanu is sued his brother. Some other people came and they said, do you know that Simon Ekpa is sold out? This, I said, can you guys just stop this nonsense? How do you wake up every day and then your discovery is how you are going to take the upper hand, tearing yourselves apart? It is just a request. You don't have to take it. So in the process, myself, I could go back to my own drawing board. The expectation I built towards 2022, that I felt like we would have the people that will indeed react positively against this system that feels like is rigid and is unshakable. So all I have to do is myself is also to what? To cut down my own expectation. And it's so sad, if I may put it that way. So to my Yoruba brothers and sisters, I want to add this before I go. Oloye Sunday Igboho, which we all agree that has committed no crime, but haunted by a system that found him as a threat. Oloye Sunday Igboho ordinarily deserves more than how we, the Yorubas, are reacting to it. And this I can put at the doorstep of those who could have used this to wake whether the emotional feeling of our people to react. They haven't. So internally, same way I'm appealing to the IPOB. Yeah, Madu Bogu. It's so convenient for you to say that. Said that, sorry, Madu Bogu. I don't know if I pronounced that right, okay? You said, Maiyegun General, I advise you stay clear the issue of IPOB for now in order not to offend most of us, your listeners. But I offend people for a living. You know, when Maiyegun was still Maiyegun, just to answer that, my brother, that statement of yours normally will, just trigger me and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I want to offend you. And I do that so brilliantly. But I am here. The reason why I'm mentioning this most of the time is that I also have people who feel these concerns, and they are my listeners too. So I now have this kind of obligation to say, it is no longer about how I feel that I should react anymore. Sometimes the way I feel, coupled with the way people who actually listen to me feel. Maiyegun, man, look at all these things going on in IPOB. Won't you say something about it? Okay, I'll try and say something, and I will just try to appeal to everybody. So it's convenient to tell me to stay off, and indeed, I will stay off. It is not because I don't want to offend you. No. I'm staying off because no matter what I say, it is not worth it. Do you get that now? So if it's about offending my listeners, oh, come on. I offend people for, I do that so easily. And I don't really give a damn if you feel offended by what I say. And it's not about bragging or what have you. Check some of my videos 3-4 years ago. 2-3 years ago, in fact. I do that so conveniently. I don't give a damn. But again, yeah, because it's not worth it. No matter what I say, it seems that the only thing that can actually bring everybody back to the same round table is when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out. I don't know how much damages this is going to be, but of course, it's not worth it. That's what I would say. Do you get that now? That's the only thing. So I'm completely off it. And I hope that I won't have any reason to break down on my program to say, how I wish we were actually together, which they say stronger together. You know what I mean now? So that's just on that. And I agree with you there, my dear brother. Okay, off it. And I hope that the rest of you will possibly, in your own little way as well, ensure that peace reigns. Okay, that's on that. So to us in Yoruba land, Oloye Sunday Igboho did not deserve what he is currently passing through. And I can tell you, there's a lot of communication gap between all the groups working to at least ensure the stability of this struggle. It was when Oloye Sunday Igboho. No, that's one thing there. I like it when somebody feels like what I say sounds arrogant. You see? At the same time, some will be like, Maiyegun, just ignore them, don't mind them. But you know why I say that is that it's because I don't really give a damn. Except if you are just a newcomer, or maybe you are just one of those who joined Maiyegun because they told you that, oh, that guy is a Yoruba man and he supports Biafra. Maybe you are just one of those. For those who know Maiyegun very well, it's not that he's arrogant. I don't give a damn about whether you feel offended or you don't feel offended. I actually brag that I offend people for a living. So for those who know Maiyegun very well, they will tell you, I offend people for a living. I can get you so mad. I do tell people on my screen, I say, go mad, go crazy, break your phone, smash it. That's your business. I won't even see you. Do you get what I mean now? So don't see what I tell you as arrogance or arrogancy or whatever, okay? But if you see it that way as well, who am I to say no? That I don't give a damn about how you feel, that you feel offended because of what I say? To hell with you, by the way. What's that your name again? Maybe that will offend you better. What's that your name? Let me see. What's that guy's name again? Where's that mofo? Do you get that now? So I don't really give a damn. But again, they say it's a distraction, but that's not the thing. Communication gap within the team of those who actually want things done. If I tell you this, everything is in piecemeal. Do you get it? Everything is in piecemeal. Okay? Which means that these ones want to, they figure out that, okay, you know what? We need to get to Oloye Sunday Igboho out of that place legally. And that legal team will have to be this. People are spending their money, but communication gap, coordination, coercion, and all of that. It was when Igboho was out there, right, that some of us, started feeling the pump, started feeling the possibility that yes, Yorubas are not cowards. Of course we are not. When it comes to all these things we talk about, we can defend ourselves, of course. Of course. But defending ourselves against the Fulani invasion is not a problem. The problem is that the government of Nigeria will defend the Fulani terrorists and hunt us down as criminals on our own land. So Igboho made us feel like it is possible. And he received spontaneous support all over the world. But sincerely speaking, to all of you, sincerely speaking, to the team of those who are championing the Yoruba nation, including those who were in Ninas then, Igboho was coming to take shine off them. He came to take shine off them. What did he know? What did he know about the struggle? He just jumped into it instead of them to tap into it. And I was screaming then, we need to protect Igboho. We need to protect Igboho. But the protection I was saying then to some people was like, oh yeah, everybody should get gun and protect Igboho. That's not what I meant. It simply means that if they valued him and his value into the Yoruba nation struggle, which caught the attention of so many people, and in fact, got so many people interested, yeah, we can do it. They should have protected him. But here we are, trying to get him out from the Benin Republic that Buhari and gang and the Yoruba politicians agreed to lock him up at, yeah? Everybody has hit the brick wall. But even at that, there is still no coordination, communication gap. They will tell you, we are working on it. And we say every now and then that, here we are, take our hand, take it. Wherever you want, ask us. But because there is no coordination, no real one, that's why we found ourselves where we are. So some said, or even myself, that we should build a new kind of frontier to face this. But do you know what I found? Even at that, some people are already feeling like you want to hijack our Yoruba nation. Well, who is this guy? Shut up your mouth. If you don't understand something, just ask question. And when Oloye Sunday Igboho was arrested, what they told us was that we should not worry. They're working on it. Give it time. And up till now, we still have to give them that time. So if you suggest anything, that's to tell you that how resistant they are now, right? To tell them anything like let's try this, they consider it as you trying to hijack the Yoruba nation. And I'm beginning to feel like, oh boy, Maiyegun, come, wait. You are a Yoruba man, and indeed you have contributed so greatly to this conversation around Yoruba nation. But are you not are you not getting sucked into the whole imbroglio now? And if I claim to understand these people better, am I not going to end up as the same BLLB too? So I decided, okay, you know what? Just maintain your lane. I don't want anybody to think our intention of getting things better or in a way making a difference out of it is an attempt to usurp their influence and power. Now, I'm saying this now codedly, not mentioning names, for a reason, because there are some things you expect, like a reaction from an organization that you expect so much from. The moment Igboho is out of circulation, everything Yoruba nation is now on social media. And thank God for those who still go out there to stage different, should I call it protests plus rallies to raise awareness. Igboho was the one who encouraged us to take it to the streets. He dared them. Since then, it's always been about one statement or the other, issuing statement or another. And this is 2022. Look at what we used to start the year. So I'm not going to get sucked into that. So as Maiyegun, I'm going to keep doing what I do, telling you why Nigeria won't work and why, right? Everybody should demand for a peaceful breakup of Nigeria, a process that should involve everyone. And we'll let those who are the champions of these struggles to continue. We also have the revolution now there too. So I will be Maiyegun in my own right. I'll speak on what I think will be of help when I think it will be of help. Most importantly, I will help you bring a conversation on all these topics. And it doesn't matter if you are just 100 people, if you are just 5 people, if you are just 200 people, it doesn't really matter. For every one of you who knows who Maiyegun is, and you know that Maiyegun can get you enough to pick a side and defend that side, and it can actually work out if more people do same. And that's what Maiyegun is, isn't it? So I'm not into any competition with anybody. All right. So you can do all your tearing, you can do whatever you want to do, but I still encourage that we should use every space we have to encourage unity, peace, because the people who tears us apart, the people who are trying to tear us apart, right? They are spending billions. They are spending, resources that they don't even have, just to ensure that you never have that cohesion. You never have that coming together. Trust is an issue. I agree. But when are you going to start trusting people? When are you going to start building that trust that actually build relationship? When are you going to start believing in relationship you build with people, that they are not going to be destroyed by your emotional meltdown and then every other thing, or let me say, even your disagreements? If you are not matured enough to sit and reason and be like, okay, why don't we try it this way? Somebody needed to do it. Why don't you do it? Why don't you start it first? Why don't you call for the peace first? Why don't you start the peace first? Somebody needs to do it. This is Maiyegun telling you that today is a third day of January 2022. Violence started the 2022, and this violence shouldn't be on us. It should be on those, yeah? It should be on those who actually brought us to this stage. But if your violence is to tear yourselves apart, if your violence is to tell people not to watch Maiyegun's Diary again, good luck with that. Do you get that now? Imagine somebody coming to me to say, it will make sure that people stop watching Maiyegun if I don't stop talking about this. I'm like, come on, is that a threat? Like, is it a competition to some of you, by the way? Because I don't know, like this social media, like if you are on social media, the number of people, the number of the Hail Mary, the Hallelujah Boys and the rest of that determines your influence. Like it's a competition. I don't know about that too. All I want is that we should encourage people being together enough, right? Where those you are trying to run away or to fight or run away from, those who are trying to fight, yeah, they are unable to penetrate you. But if you choose otherwise, that's yours. Me, I'm interested in talking about the economic disadvantage that the Yorubas are going to face. And it's not just the Yorubas. This injustice in Nigeria is democratized. It is turn by turn Nigeria limited. Everybody will have his own share at different times for different reasons and the rest of that. So educating the people to resist and reject a system that keep them in that way seems to be my own calling. All right. And that's what made our path clashed when it comes to the self-determination struggle. I said, break it up to save lives. My message then was that if Nigeria cannot protect us, which is true, Nigeria can protect us, then why don't you just let us break it up and protect ourselves? Breaking up Nigeria will save lives. It will save a lot of lives. It will make, in fact, it will make more lives meaningful to so many people, right? Our path, our path crossed. Same thing the way my path crossed with that of the revolution now. I remember what I had to do. I remember how long it took me to convince some of you that revolution now, Omoyele Sowore, is not your enemy. I managed to help break or separate the bias of those who were like Goodluck Jonathan supporters, PDP voters, who felt so mad and angry with Omoyele Sowore for 2015 and the Buhari, and they blame that. They blame him for everything, right? And in that case, no matter what he does, he should be crucified, he should be killed, and the rest of. So I know how long it took to manage to let you know that you are wrong thinking that way. Because when they came for the Shiites, and they killed over 1,000 of them, right? Some of you felt like you are not a Shiite. That's their business. Shiites don't even vote. But some of you, right, on social media at that time, so some of these our Southern brothers and sisters, they were rejoicing that they said, well, they voted for them. They voted for Buhari. Shiites don't vote. They said they came for the Shiites. You didn't see anything reasonable. Nobody felt like they should stand up for them. Then they came for the IPOB. This time around, brutally, right? Then the people from northern Nigeria, especially those fanatics who are the Buhari deal, who supported Buhari and APC, they were rejoicing. Some of our Yoruba brothers too, they said they deserved it. I came out and I said, they are killing the IPOB, they are killing the Biafrans. You should never go to sleep and rejoice, because they will come for you too. And when they come for you, God knows who is going to stand up for you. They went for the people of the Middle Belt. Some people said they deserve it. Some Biafrans even said, yeah, they deserve it. They were the ones who support Nigeria to kill Biafrans back then. This and that. I said, you are wrong to think like that, because if you understand how Nigeria works, or the way Nigeria is, they have democratized this injustice, and they have destroyed the people's psyche so terribly bad that every abnormal thing seems normal to them. In a way, injustice in a place, injustice somewhere should be an injustice everywhere. If they finish with them, they will come for you too. And that is what happened. That's exactly what happened. That's why I said, you see, nobody is your enemy when you are fighting a system that see our citizens as the enemy. The Nigerian system see Nigerians as enemies. If you say you want to protest against unemployment, they will send the soldiers to shoot and kill you, because you will be considered a criminal. If you say you want to go and protest non-payment of pension or non-payment of salaries or workers' salary, they are going to bring the soldiers and the police out and shoot and kill you. If you go out there to say you want to protest against insecurity, police brutality, corruption, they will bring the soldiers out and shoot and kill you. Which country brings soldiers and policemen to kill our citizens other than the country that actually hates our citizens? And that's what Nigeria is. You get what I mean now? So that system is the system that illegitimizes peaceful gathering for self-determination. It is the system. And you can't win the system divided. And then the people started seeing that, oh, okay, the Nomoyele Showore was seen everywhere with the Biafrans. Some people still felt like he's trying to gain attention, because to them it is a competition. This is not a competition, guys. It is not. To some of us who emotionally follow this whole development, every time they say somebody is killed, we consider that as a soul, like a life. When a life is taken, you feel like, what if that life was mine? That's it. You're gone. That's it. Who wants to go in a brutal way that way? It's a terrorism unleashed on the entire populace. The only way to break it is when they are united and they fight it back and they push it back. United, even though they have their differences. We are all human. Nobody is a saint. You get what I mean now? But sometimes the goal is the goal. And what is the goal? Break up the contraption. Change the system. Everyone who is against the system should be your friend. You don't pick and choose. And then you start monitoring what they say. People will begin to watch what they say. I don't want to offend people. I don't want to say what will make you angry. What in hell? If somebody says something that makes you angry, get angry. It's normal. Be angry. It's okay. But in that anger, just be sensible with it. Don't throw the baby out with the bath water. That's what I'm trying to say. That if everybody sees themselves as equal, fighting the same unjust system, you will never gaslight yourselves. What gain would it be for you gaslighting Maiyegun? I'm waiting for them now. Very soon, maybe in the next few days, you will see them. They will likely draw Maiyegun, and they will write a lot on it. They will say, be careful of this Yoruba man, he's enemy of Biafra. It is the normal thing they do. Just because Maiyegun has offended some of them. But because of the way I am, I don't give a damn. I don't. Do you get that now? You can't fight a rigged system divided. So when I sit down here and I talk to, and I say, oh, I'm talking about the killings in northern Nigeria, and I'm talking to the people there, I know they are not good. I mean, not every one of them will listen to me. Or maybe those who listen to me will never even have the opportunity of telling me that, Maiyegun, thank you. I always listen to you. Thank you so much for talking about all these things, because they are happening. They are even worse. When I was out there doing this rally in George Square in Glasgow, demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, demanding for the release of Oloye Sunday Igboho, telling the world about the injustice going on against the indigenous people in Nigeria. This young man walked to me. He is from Borno State. And he walked up to me, and I bet probably he's even watching me right now. He walked up to me and he said, I'm sorry, I can't come on the camera there. I've told you a story. He's a northerner. He watches Maiyegun. You see, the effort there is for all of you to know that even if you don't trust people, you have to learn how to trust other people. The way Nigeria is configured, right? The first people that will pull the trigger to kill you for asking for Biafra is no other person than your own brother, a Biafran, an Igbo man, Igbo woman. So it doesn't make any sense to me, for me to tell you that an Hausa man is your enemy, when I can tell you that if you can stop the home enemy, that outside enemy, they don't really have control over you. Fulani can't fight you in Igbo land and win. It's not possible. Hausa or anybody, Yorubas can't fight you in Igbo land and win. It's not possible. And it's like, likewise, everyone. No tribe can trample on your land. It's not possible. And win. It's not. But you know that Nigeria, the way Nigeria is configured, it is possible because, yes, the people in government, the tribal bigots in government, they are, if they say yes to it, yes, it's going to be possible. And that's what you are witnessing today. That's why I said, until we all feel like we need ourselves. And when I say that, that may not really appeal to your fancy, because I'm not telling you why you should, despise this or that tribe. You get what I mean now? I don't do that. And that is not even being a weakling. Let me be honest with you. It is a sign of strength that you can possibly sit down here and be comfortable, ready to listen to an array of people with different opinions about the situation. And you are never going to be agitated. Do you get that now? The ability to listen to others, the ability to see through others' eyes too, not just yours through your own lenses only. That's the way I see the world. That is the way it works for all things, works for me. And that's why I project that on you and say, when I share that with you, then you get people who come back to me and they say, Maiyegun, I had a wonderful conversation at the African shop just yesterday, talking about Nigeria, talking about Yoruba nation and all that. I met this, I've had all those testimonies. And those are the things that make me feel like my teachings, my encouraging of people that, telling people of what I think can be done to make a difference, telling ourselves that we need, we need one another, is working. It may be slower, but it is working. When it finally all matches together, it will make sense. Somebody said when? Well, there are people who have been giving you time of what they will do. Give you 3 months, I give you 2 months, I give you this, I give you that. I don't do that. Simply because I believe that when the people are ready, maybe you go tell them what to do. Trust me, nobody you go tell them what to do. They will rise, they will push, and they will sustain that push. And like I said, I am not somebody who kind of live in his own bubble. I love being practical. And Igboho, for example, showed us what is practical. He said, we will go after them. give us this, give us that. We raised money. We got them vehicles. We got them bikes. And we got them other things that I won't say. And you saw the effect of that between February and June 2021. That is what we can do when we have people who walk the talk like Oloye Sunday Igboho. So I hope that our leaders, the Agbagbas, who are in charge of, thank you very much, Yinka, the Agbagbas behind the Yoruba nation struggle, the Agbagbas behind the self-determination struggle for the Yoruba people, the emancipation of the Yoruba people. They have that responsibility. I do mine at a small scale because that's what I do. What I'm doing right now is a small scale of what can be done by the proper group in a larger scale. But some said, Maiyegun, this that you are doing is not small. Small care, but it's very small. So imagine if we have if Ilanomo Udua have that same resources of facility or what have you to do this times 100, because this is just a drop. So the effect of that is what is missing. And I hope that 2022 won't be that of scandal. So to my friends, right, on Maiyegun's Diary Political, the trending or reigning topics are usually what I want to talk about as they affect the Yoruba existence, so to say, and others too. And I hope that we'll get the opportunity of getting people to stay together enough so that they can always do what they call the fellowship. You can do the fellowship of brothers, Yorubas, Hausas, Igbos, Ijos, Efiks, and all of that. You know what I mean? Like people can say, okay, yeah, this is what we would like to do, then let's go for it. Because without that, the system is going to continue to win. All right. So until then, we won't stop. We'll keep saying it. And I hope that indeed you all stop fighting. After this, I'm not going to tell you to stop fighting again. Okay. In fact, I'm not going to talk about whatever yous are doing anymore. No. But when I have something for you about the IPOB and their struggle, I'll share that with you. But telling you to stop fighting, no. Not anymore. Okay? Just do you. But my point today is that just reason with me on everything I've said. Okay? This is not a competition. This is not a target on anyone. Just do what you think is right. But remember, there are always going to be consequences of all these actions. Okay? And maybe I'm just being too careful. Or maybe I'm getting old. Thinking about consequences of our actions. Think about them before you take them. Maybe I'm just getting older now. But again, it's up to you. Do your thing. And I wish you all the best. I'm going to see all of you later tonight. I'm going to be out today. And then, I'm going to see you later tonight where we can really talk about real thing. So thanks so much for your time. And I'll see you some other time. Good afternoon.
Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun èèyà.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì o ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n.